What's this? Hidden and Dangerous 2 content in 2025. I know, it's wild. I decided to make this just as a bit of fun, I guess. I went through the whole playthrough using very hard, which is sort of something I wanted to try out because when I was a kid, I'd play it and I would only do it on, I think, normal and maybe even on hard. But very hard was seemed too insane, so that was like a nice fun challenge. But in doing so, maybe realize what the weapons, like what is good and what is bad when it comes to the weapons. So I decided to make a little tier list for the weapons, which is like, kind of a bit of fun. I've arranged it from light, medium, and heavy. I haven't done explosives because, there's only two that matter, which is explosives and the grenades, but because the rest is just like story mission stuff. But what I'll do is I'll jump straight into it. So the way I categorize stuff, or the weapons, I should say. So there's like weapons you always take because they're just too good. Then I've got like great, which is like, a nice secondary. Average, which is, if you've got nothing else, you can use them and they're okay. Then there's niche, and this is kind of really, there's like one use case for it. And then there's unusable, which you just never ever want to take. And this is sort of with very hard and hard in mind, because on normal you can get away with anything really. The AI doesn't do very much damage, so you can sort of chill. You can even run around with pistols if you want. But yeah, so this is sort of like catered towards very hard. All right, so the first one is the dagger, and dagger's niche. It's only useful if you have a uniform, and even then, because the killing mechanic, like the stealth kill mechanic, is so janky, it's really easy to miss with the dagger. So it only really works on like stationary units, or I think that's about it really. Otherwise you can miss and then the guys turn around to shoot you instantly, which is just the worst. Now that I'll do all four. Oh, also, by the way, these numbers, I had to grab screenshots from the game. So this is like the total numbers, but just ignore the numbers. So the pistols are basically all trash. I don't think there's ever a use case for it. You're better off with a rifle and just going slow around the corners, because these do not kill in one hit. Because really the two most important things are damage and accuracy, and these don't have it either. And because you need to get close, the AI will pretty much instantly kill you. Yeah, so I find pistols completely useless. The only time I would ever see it being used is if you wanted to have a spare hand, because if you have two weapons and you can't pull out explosives, but at that point you may as well just use stick with a rifle and then use explosive anyway. Yeah. They're so bad. Don't ever use them basically. Next one is the Springfield. So this is the normal Springfield. It's okay, I guess. I don't know. I guess it's great. It's good because I think it's the highest accuracy in the game, and it's typically one hit kill. But the downside is obviously you can't reload midway through a clip, which is kind of weird when you think about it, because the K98 you can, even though they use triple clips, but the Springfield uses a single, but you can't. It's a weird quirk of the game. I will stick with that. It's pretty good. Next one is the Thompson. So I find most SMGs kind of okay. Like they sort of do the job. The problem is the accuracy is so bad. But it sort of gets the job done. So I find that the Thompson, I think, has the highest accuracy out of all the submachine guns. Maybe the MP40 is the same. And I think if you hit in the chest, it's one hit kill. I've only ever really used it on the castle mission, the one that you go infiltrate with the scuba gear. And I think I've tried it on the Normandy one. That's also okay. Otherwise, because of the ranges you're fighting at, most of the time it's long to mid range, and the SMGs like really drop off. But at the same time, yeah, they're kind of good. So the next one is the Delisle. Now this thing is pretty awesome, I have to say. I think it has the highest damage of any rifle, and the reason I think this is because the accuracy is not great on it, but if you hit, it seems seemingly anywhere on their body, they instantly die. Whereas if you use something like a Springfield and hit them in the arm, I think they don't die. So that's super. So it's a very forgiving weapon, and obviously the silence aspect makes things really good. And you can get through a lot of missions a lot faster because you can, speed things up basically. Like a good example is we have to rescue that Trubinsky guy from the train station. So doing that mission with a Delisle makes things so much more manageable. And there's also no other, like there's only 2 silence weapons in the game, or 3 technically, but 2 you can actually get. And you really you don't, like the Sten you don't really need for silence. Like this is enough. This is plenty. Like even in the steam piping mission, which is when you bomb the battleship, you can get away with the Delisle easily. All right, next one is the Enfield. Now, I don't know. Enfield's pretty average, to be honest. Like, it's really bad accuracy for what you got. All the other 5-shot rifles are just better, basically. Yeah, it's just so mediocre to me. It's like it's potentially even niche. Like it's fun to roleplay, and the ammo capacity is kind of nice, but at the same time, it's like ammo is so easy to carry. Yeah, I think I might actually stick it here. I'll stick it down here. It's like equivalent to the dagger. Like I never use the Enfield because it's just so boring. It's just not worth it. Next one's the G43. Now this one you only get in the Saber Squadron, and you can't actually get it from the mission. So you'll see that's why the text is a bit funky here, because I had to grab it from like the inventory. It's kind of like a Garand, but slightly worse, I find. It's fun to use though, like because it's a different gun and it is only in Saber Squadron. That's like a nice little aspect to it. So it's got like a cool factor going in there, but I don't know. I'd prefer like a bolt, like a single shot rifle, to be honest. Next one is the M1 carbine. This one is also pretty bad. There's only one use case I've ever had for it, and that's if you're carrying a bazooka, because the carbine is really light. Like I think 2 kilos lighter than pretty much everything else. So if you have a soldier that's struggling with weight capacity, the carbine's like the only option. It's either a carbine or a pistol, and you never ever want to take a pistol, so the carbine it is. And it has high capacity, so you only need about 4 rounds, and that's enough for a whole mission. Because you'll probably dump the bazooka later anyway for something else. But that's about it, honestly. Like I have used it, and it's okay. I think if you do a chest shot up close, it's 1-hit kill. Otherwise, it's not. And I mean, you just die too quickly and very hard to use it effectively. Next one's the M1 Garand. Now this is actually pretty good, and the reason I find it's actually in this tier, it's better than a G43, I think, because it's easy to use. It's easy to get the ammo for it. And 2, the AI teammates you have, they are so much better with a self-loading rifle, because when they use the single shots, they're just so bad at aiming, basically. And so the ability to have like a backup shot is just so useful. And to be honest, half the time they 1-hit kill the Germans, or the Japanese if you're versing them. So I've typically, if I'm not packing like in the always, which we'll get to, like you'll see them coming up. But yeah, the Garand's just like, it's so good. Like I love taking the Garand. Great ammo as well, like great ammo capacity, because it's 8. You can carry about 10 or 12 clips, I guess you call it, going into the mission, and then that will last, like 3-4 missions. And the range on it is reasonable. Like the accuracy is like obviously not the best compared to the single shots, but it's still pretty good. It's still pretty reasonable. Like you'll find on the caravan mission, which is the one in the desert where you have to like assault that fort, the oasis. That one, because you're shooting at long to medium range, and the Garand does all right, and you can even go close quarters, which is like a nice perk. Yeah. So, and then next one is the K98. Now this one basically is equivalent to the Springfield, I believe. I don't know if I think the Springfield is slightly more accurate, and I've only noticed it when you're using the optics. like the K98 optics, and it's on the Saber Squadron mission when you have to go through the desert, like that long canyon, because at like it's extreme ranges there, and that's really only when you start to notice the accuracy differences. And I found that the K98 was slightly less accurate than the Springfield. So in that sense, I guess like they're pretty much equivalent, to be honest. K98K optics, I'll probably stick it here. It's just like a K98 but better, really. That's what it is. So I guess more to the left is better, and that's how I see it. Yeah, I think that's fair. Then the Arisaka, it's sort of funny, right? So you only get this in one mission, I think, which is the when you assault the hill. But because of added fog in the game, the optics are basically useless. So again, it's pretty similar to the K98. But like the gun itself is about equivalent. But from a mission point of view, it's basically here. Because you can't really use the optics, honestly. If anything, it's a detriment because the iron sights, you sort of want the peripheral vision to help you spot the enemy. But we'll put it here, yeah. We'll put it here. Next to the MP40. Now this, I really quite like, actually. I think it's better than Thompson. It's got better iron sights. So the Thompson iron sights are pretty bad because it's like a giant square and then you're looking through this tiny circle, and the moment you fire, there's like a muzzle flash and you can't see anything. So either you're shooting in third person mode or you're just spraying and praying with the Tommy. The MP40 doesn't have that issue, and I found the accuracy pretty equivalent. And it generally kills in 2, which isn't that hard to do. But again, because it's submachine gun, you know, it's okay. Like it sits in there. I think it's comfortably average there. Arisaka, again, I mean, we just sort of covered it. It's a K98K, but Japanese. This thing, the Enfield. The Enfield optics is kind of a bait, to be honest. Because normally what will happen is you'll be going into a mission with a Springfield optics, and it's like awesome. And then you might want another optics, because optics is just great in this game. But the Enfield is the massive troll because of the bad accuracy. So you got the optics and you're shooting at stuff, and either it doesn't die, basically. It just does not die. So I will never take it, because with an optics, you'll be shooting it at extreme ranges where you need the accuracy. But because the Enfield doesn't have the accuracy, it's just a noise generator, really. It's like, if you remember the concept from DayZ, this is a long time ago, but they used to call the Enfield the dinner bell, because all you do is shoot and it just attracts all the zombies to kill you. That's kind of what the Enfield optics is here. It's just, you shoot it, the enemy looks at you and they just kill you. Yeah. Our next one is the shotgun. Now from a swag factor, this is sitting up here, man. This is like, it's such a cool weapon to use. You can only get it at the end of, it's the 5th mission in the Czech village. Sorry, no, it's the 4th. It's the one, I forget what it is. It's during daylight in the village, in the Czech village, where you're like trying to stop them stealing all the like the gold and the paintings. There's like a back room you can pick it up, and there's an ammo box next to it, so you can like pick it up and then like pick up all the ammo, which I always do because I love using this thing. There's also if you do a single mission, there's one single mission that actually, I think it's one of the Arctic missions, which is kind of weird, but you can actually use a shotgun there too. But from like a usability point of view, like it really sits in with the SMGs. It does do a one-hit kill, which is nice, but it's essentially a rifle at that point. It's a rifle with 2 shots, like 2 quick shots in succession, then you have to reload. But yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Next one is the Sten. I mean, this is just bad, to be honest. It's basically like sits in the M1 carbine. Like if you're using this Sten, you should just use the silenced. Like the silencer is just better in every possible way. And if you can get a Sten silenced, then there's just no point using this thing. Like it's almost unusable, to be honest. It sort of sits. I mean, you still want this over a pistol, to be honest. Yeah, we'll put it there. All right, next one, Springfield, which is, yeah, it's pretty obvious. It's just probably the best gun on the game, I think. Yeah, I think it's the best gun on the game, to be honest. Because you got the accuracy, it's one-hit kill. You got the optics, you know, it's the perfect thing. The only downside about this thing is that you can't reload midway through like a clip, which can be annoying, but it's not detrimental enough. I kind of feel like the developers put that in as sort of a downside, because otherwise it'd just be like god tier gun. So they needed to put something into, like, you know, otherwise you just, yeah, it's too good. Stencil, like I sort of covered it. This kind of sits, I guess we put it here. It's just a better SMG. Yeah, it's just a better SMG for sure. Yeah, we'll stick it there. All right, next guns. So this is the heavies. I believe I've included all of them here. Now, I'll just group up all the prone guns. So these are complete garbage. These are just the worst. So you can only shoot these if you're prone, and that completely kills any usability of this weapon. So your AI teammates can't use it. They'll just crouch there dumbly and just look at stuff. If you're prone, it's harder to hit stuff. And more importantly, you just can't see anything, because too many missions have grass, and grass is just death, because the AI can see through grass, but you can't. So you can't see anything. It's just, or you go third person mode, and third person mode, your character model typically blocks what you're trying to shoot at. So it also doesn't help. And then if the enemy goes prone, you can't see them at all. It's just, yeah, they're actually probably worse than the pistols, to be honest. Like, they are that bad. It's a shame too, because the gun handling is really nice. It's basically a bar, but better accuracy. But you just can't use it. You just can't use them, which is a shame. All right, next one. So the bar to me is in this tier. The bar is just, it's basically an SMG, but accuracy of a Garand. You have 20 bullets. You can reload at any point, and it's one hit kill. And it's just the best. The only downside is it's very heavy, so some characters struggle to carry it, but generally you should only ever go in with one gun anyway, and then you have maybe like 8 mags. You see me use it extensively for like the Japanese missions, because it's up close and it's one hit kill, super useful. But I basically treat it like an SMG. It's basically a better SMG. The accuracy, the accuracy is reasonable, but it does kick. Like, the kick on it is weird. The recoil in this game is really weird. So it doesn't recoil in something like Counter-Strike, where it just goes up down. It recoils like random. I think it just, like, in a spread, because I've even seen it recoil down. Like, you're shooting it and the gun kicks down sometimes, which is a bit weird. But it's just a quirk. But no, like, these things are sick. They're great to use. Bazooka. So honestly, they're just so bad, to be honest. They're not unusable. Like, Panzerfaust sort of sits in the same category, to be honest. It has a job. It can kill half tracks, cool. So can grenades, though. Like, a single grenade will blow up a half track. The biggest issue is just how the tanks handle. So the moment a tank gets hit by a bazooka, it just immediately will turn its turret and kill you. And that's a massive problem. Especially in like something like very hard, where consistency is key. You has to be one hit kill, or you just die. And the only spot you can one hit kill is on there's like a spot on the rear of the turret. It's for all tanks as well, but it's super inconsistent. I'm not too sure exactly where, because sometimes, like, like the real issue with the bazooka is the accuracy. The accuracy is atrocious. It's so bad. It's so bizarre as well, right? Because historically, if you get hit by a bazooka, especially, you know, in the side, like, you've done like critical damage, I think. Whereas with these things, it doesn't matter. The tank just does not care. It does not care when you shoot. Like, I think you need 2 or maybe 3 shots in the side to kill a tank, which is, so you need 3. So you need the bazooka, which has 1 bazooka round, plus 2 in your backpack. And so that's all your weight gone. But because because you get, like the moment you shoot it, the tank turns around and kills you. So you need 3 guys with bazookas, which is just stupid, or a Panzerfaust. And also, like, the Panzerfaust is even better because you can shoot it and just drop it immediately. Whereas the bazooka is kind of trolls you because then you want to hang on to it because, well, you know, I've brought a bazooka and I've got ammo for it, I may as well use it. Yeah, it's just like, and the Panzerschreck sits in the same, they have the same accuracy. Yeah, they're just so bad, man. They're just so bad. Like explosives, or like you get a Jeep and you drive up beside the tank, put explosives and run away. And the tank can't do anything. That is more effective than using a bazooka, which is, yeah, but anyway. And the last gun here is the MP44. I don't know. It's a better SMG. It's got better accuracy, but it just doesn't hit like a bar. I don't know. I think it's probably here, to be honest. Yeah, I do like using them, but because the accuracy just doesn't quite do it, and the recoil is just slightly too high to properly control it. Because with the MP40, you can pretty much spray and pray and you'll kill stuff. But with the MP44, there's just slightly too much kick. So it doesn't have the stopping power of a bar. And it doesn't have the stopping power of a Garand, like the accuracy of a Garand. So it just kind of sits in this like reasonable but not situation. Yeah, but they are fun to use. The problem is trying to get the ammo for them is quite hard. I think it only appears in the last check missions. Yeah, like you get it on the train basically, and then you can use it throughout that. And you should be able to get some ammo for it there. But otherwise, like a rifle is just better, to be honest. And that pretty much does it for these weapons. There are a couple more. So there's a PO8 with silencer. I've never seen it in the single player. I think it's in the multiplayer, and you'll see it pop up if you select single missions and then go light weapons. And sometimes you'll see it in the light weapons, but you can never actually pick it up. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyway, that was a bit of fun. See what you think. Like, subscribe, etc. I actually don't even bother. don't bother subscribing. I post random stuff on this channel. But yeah, I don't know. That was fun. Make a comment, see if you agree, and see you around.